Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad you could join us for coffee again this morning. Hope you had a nice week and a nice weekend. And once again, I ask you to keep in your prayers our Vincentian priests and brothers in Perryville, Missouri, especially those who are in need of healing. So a special shout out to them. And also to friends of the mission who have asked for prayers for healing, and I'd like you to remember Brian and Clarence and Jack and Leonard and Stan. And remember Allison and Doris, Joyce and Karen and Louise, Orstein and Pat. Keep them in your prayers, and we hope that they receive God's healing soon. My thoughts are on this month. I was thinking if you had to describe or give a name to all the months of the year, May would be the joyful month, the month of joy. It seems to me every May comes around and there's just a lot of celebrating. There's so many celebrations that happen during the month of May. And so people celebrate. It just strikes me that this is the month of joy. I'll tell you about Colin. He's taking a train to a celebration in Dublin. And he's in a hurry, and he gets off the train and getting ready to go to this house, and he realizes he left something on the train, and he goes back to the station master in the afternoon, and it's a couple hours later maybe, and he said, I left a very expensive bottle of scotch on the train. Is it in the lost and found department? And the station master said, no, but the guy who found it is in there. But to celebrate, maybe we just don't do enough of it. But May is full of them. Mother's Day is in May, and what a great day in this country. How about First Communion? So often First Communions are celebrated during May. I still remember mine. A lot of us, all dressed in white. But I remember it because it was worth celebrating my first time to receive Jesus in the bread. So there was a celebration. May is also a month a lot of confirmations happen. And I remember my confirmation. And I think, boy, this is when, you really became a member of the church. Also celebration time for graduation. There are just a lot of graduations during the month of May. So many, reasons to celebrate, and people do. It's a good idea. Also, and sometimes it's forgotten, but May, the month of May is also the month of priesthood anniversaries. Most ordinations happen during the month of June, the month of May or early June, and so I recall mine. I just celebrated this past weekend 51 years as a priest. And my celebration is in memories, as well as I celebrate Mass with an awful lot of joy, and also gratitude to God that He's asked me to be the leader of prayer for people who so treasure Eucharist. And that's at the heart of our faith, and it's the heart of priesthood. If a priest doesn't have a love of Eucharist, I don't know how he can be a priest. So in the celebration of priesthood, I celebrated not only Eucharist in a special way, but I celebrated memories. If there's anything that really is associated with priesthood, it's people. The church is people. people who gather to pray, who gather to welcome Jesus in the bread and the wine, to celebrate his presence. And so I think of all the people that I have met who have loved Eucharist, and the all different assignments I've had as a priest. It's always been about people, whether it's high school or the university or in the ministry I do now, the parish mission. It's about people. And I've been blessed. I've celebrated not just the memory, but the joy of having, mission friends all over. My priesthood has taken me all over the world. And parish missions has been the reason for that. The people wanted to get together when they didn't have to celebrate Eucharist, to let God know that he makes a difference. And so as I celebrate during this month of May, that it's the month of, to me, joy and celebrating, my celebration is about people. I'm very grateful that my ministry has brought me in touch with so many people, especially those who have a love of Eucharist and church and prayer. And that's at the heart of my life, and therefore, in meeting and having as friends so many people who believe the same way is a real joy. That's worth celebrating. And so, while I remember my first communion, I remember Mom, I remember my confirmation, but I especially during this month cherish the memories of my priesthood. And for all of you who have prayed for my priesthood and have asked God to bless me because of my priesthood, I am deeply grateful to you. Even though all of you who really watched the video, it's probably because you've been to a parish mission and you know what's at the heart of that. So celebrate. It's a great month of joy. It's coming to an end. So if you have something to celebrate, even on Memorial Day, where we celebrate people who gave their life for us, for our freedoms. And so, God bless. As always, we end up saying our prayers. And I say it in a special way today for a friend of mine, Bob, who is in need of healing. Another Bob. Join me, Divine Savior. Transform me into yourself. May my hands be your hands. May my tongue be your tongue. Grant that every faculty of my body may serve only to glorify you. Above all, transform my soul and all its powers, that my memory, my will, and my affections may be the memory, the will, and the affections of you. I pray you to destroy in me all that is not of you. Grant that I may live but in you, and by you, and for you, and that I may truly say with St. Paul, I live now, not I, but Christ lives in me. God bless. Check us out on Wednesday, and hope to see you again next week.